Today, we answer the age-old question of, do you need landing pages to get clients in 2023? Welcome in. This is a live production of episode 92 of the Client by Client podcast. Hope this finds you well wherever you're at. As always, we're a few episodes ahead here in the live stream and the live production, but today over in Apple Podcast and in Spotify, we talk about when to go full-time as an online coach. So maybe right now, coaching isn't your main source of income. Maybe it isn't your main thing. We talk about when, where, and why, the case for full-time, and giving you some milestones that you can measure yourself up to understand when it isn't the right time to go full-time. You can access that in your favorite podcast player by searching Client by Client. For all of my returning and my repeat offenders, my friends, family, current clients, past clients, drop me some emojis wherever you're catching this. For my first-time offenders, drop me the number 1. Would love to shout you out and say hi. Let's hop in and let's get this started. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In the last episode, we talk about a very important topic, and we have been largely on this show, you've seen me talk about and pull things that we are focusing in on over in the Get Clients program. And a lot of what we've been talking about is getting our mind, our thoughts, and our emotions in alignment with our visions so that anything that we're doing works better, because there is no strategy or tactic that I can hand you that can overcome limiting beliefs, frustration, fear, weariness, depression, anxiety, all of those things. And until you get this one thing right, the alignment between your heart and your mind as a broad brushstroke, nothing is going to work. There's no ad budget that can outperform negative thinking, negative thoughts, and having your mind set in the wrong place. So in the last episode, episode 91, we talk about why you are worthy of greatness, why you are worthy of success, why you're worthy of perfect ideal clients in your online coaching business. So be sure to backtrack one episode. A very important message for you lies within that one. Go check it out and get that after you're done listening to this episode. Today we're talking about landing pages. Do you need them to get clients in 2023? Let's hop in and let's talk about it. I think it's proper that we first make the case for landing pages. When are they appropriate? When do you need them? Do you need them? And there are, I think, a couple situations in which landing pages are called for. I have 3 specifically, and I had to dig deep for these. And one of them is on the fence, and you'll see why. The first reason why you might require landing pages, and a good call for landing pages and landing page software and the recurring subscriptions and knowing what buttons to press and the tech to use, is that you have an email list of over 10,000 subscribers, of 10,000 subscribers or more. And so what this means when you have an audience that big, specifically in email, and I would probably add at least 10K, maybe as much as 30 to 50K on followers on social platforms. That's the caveat for this, is that you have so many people who might be requesting information from you, who are wanting to become clients, who might be considering it. But the overwhelming majority of you listening do not have an email list of 10,000, do not have an Instagram following of 30, 40, 50,000, a TikTok following of 100,000. And so landing pages can just be one of those things in that case that doesn't create the situation that you're wanting. I'm going to pause there. We're going to talk more about that here in a second. So the first case for landing pages for getting clients is that you have a large audience of over 10,000 email subscribers, and this is going to be 20,000 or above on any other social platform. And this means that you have traction, that you're influencing, that people are really consuming your content, they're binging on it, and they are sharing it, and it's going viral to a degree. That's reason number 1. The second reason is that you are already above $30,000 a month in your online business. And so therefore, you have my green light to run ads. And when you're running ads, there are situations where a landing page would be the absolutely appropriately called for thing in order to optimize, because this allows for you to do this little thing called scale. And you just can't get to scaling unless your offer organically is already working to the clip of $30,000 or more a month. The beautiful part of getting to $30,000 a month is that you can actually afford to find the right help to get the ads run for you. There are so many buttons to press and so many levers to pull on that can absolutely just shoot your money into cyberspace. And so it's far more advantageous than for you to add another skill set at $30K a month to just find the person who's already running ads for the other thought leaders in your space and that knows your niche, and just pay them and reward them for running really good ads for you and taking their advice for getting your system set up and getting it going. Otherwise, you will waste at minimum half of your day trying to figure out what's working. You will see your revenue start to tank, and then you're back into the mode of needing to cancel the landing page software because you just can't afford it and it just doesn't make sense. You got to do the right things in the right order at the right time for enough time. And making sure your organic offer works by getting it to $30K a month is part of that process and is the underlying part of that process that is the milestone that you must reach in order for ads to make sense. Reason number 3 that landing pages might be completely called for in your online business, and this is the one that's kind of 50-50, is if workshops are the core strategy for your lead generation and your client acquisition. Now, what I will say is that this isn't me telling you to go and start running workshops. However, there is a percentage of online coaches that have found that above anything else they do, workshops work best. The issue for you considering workshops right now is that you have not mastered the art of starting conversations, the art of organic marketing a la social platforms, and via hand-raising activities and conversation-yielding activities. And so workshops are just a shiny object for the 99% of you. So workshops are a great way, whether you're doing them for your audience or for others. That's the smart way to be doing them, is for other people's audience. Borrow other people's audience's attention and grow your audience way faster than you could ever do with paid ads with very warm, very qualified leads, because the thought leader, influencer, coach that has the audience is bestowing upon you, the coach, the author, the influencer, whoever is featuring you in front of their audience is bestowing upon you this very important thing called trust and rapport. And so you just have your foot in the door and you're far more likely for workshops to not only get you leads, but to also book you calls and get you sales. Now, what I would add to this, and now we're going to start getting into the case against landing pages and what to do instead, is that you can also just use Zoom. There's a free level of Zoom, which is all most of you guys need. And then there's 2 other levels. Most of you want the big ones that says webinars, and you're at a big disadvantage in using Zoom webinars because you can't interact with the attendees. I know we're getting down the rabbit hole here, but with the Zoom Pro level account, I think it's like $13.99 a month, $15.99 a month USD. You can just use the registration pages inside of there. Better to elicit people to raise their hand to show interest for your workshop and to reply to your emails and reply to your content to say they're interested, to have a simple conversation with them that I call the dream conversation. We don't have enough time to go into that here today, and I don't want to distract you with a strategy that's probably not the right next thing for you to do. But when someone does qualify for your workshop, then you send them the Zoom registration link, avoiding the need for landing pages in the first place and all the tech necessary. And all you have to do is click a couple buttons in Zoom, get the date and time right, copy that registration link and have it on hand, know what to say and when to say it in the conversation, and know what to do to get people to show interest and to raise their hand for your workshop, and then have a conversation with them so that you can actually make sure that the attendee is the right kind of person to be going there and that they are maybe a qualified candidate for your help. Because the worst thing that you can do is be setting up a workshop and the landing pages, you got the Zoom webinar, you do all of these things and all of these recurring softwares. Now you're $200 a month minimum to be running your workshop setup. And then you're just now you realize that you got to do the hard part, which is the thing you've been avoiding in your business, which is selling yourself, selling your offer, getting people to actually show up to the workshop after you spent 2 weeks getting it all set up and pretty and the copyright and the headlines and all this stuff. And then now you don't have people to attend. So now you're in a rush. You're trying to get anything and anyone to sign up for it. And you wind up doing all of this work only to get maybe a couple qualified prospects, but a large majority of people who aren't qualified at all and aren't teed up in the right way to even hear about your services or even qualified to get your help and to get your time and attention. And so then when you're on the workshop, your attention is split across people who aren't qualified, missing out on the leads that are actually qualified. And then you end up at the end of that webinar needing to scramble. And now you're back to looking at paid traffic and you're still below $30K a month. That's how this works, guys. And I've seen this happen far too much. I was having a conversation with a coach today. If you remember, in episode 90, we talked about the overcoming objections to the DM. We talk about the number one objection and how there's 12 different objections that you're going to get in Messenger, in your Facebook group, and in the DM. And one of our Leverage Coach members replied in for it, and he said, hey, good points in the guide, because he got access to all 12, and he saw the price objection. He goes, that's the number one I've been getting, and that's because a lot of my clients overpay and overinvest in their tech, and now they can't afford coaching. So when I share these things with you guys, it comes from a place of many years of experience and of me experiencing that so many times in my own business. You get a client and you immediately start to upgrade your tech and upgrade your recurring services, and you start to think about ads, and then you're back to everything not working and back to square one. This comes from a place of experience personally. This comes from a place of seeing this repetitively in my clients' businesses. So now I just scream these things on the mountaintop in hopes of helping you to avoid those things so that you can afford the right kind of help, whether that's me or someone else, and so that you can afford to get around the right kind of people and the right kind of ideas that are going to actually catapult you into success, so that you can fall into it and stumble into success versus working so damn hard every single day only to get the same results. That's the case for landing pages. Now let's talk about the case against. Number one, convos are the name of your game when you're below 30K a month. And I dare say that the name of your game all the way up to 100K a month, even with the landing pages and the tech and the bigger audiences and the email list and the ads and the workshops and all of those things. So you now might be thinking, well, how do I sell my offer? Well, you need to be having a conversation with your prospects first. And so the big idea behind this that my coach instilled in me, that I want to instill in this show and through the duration of this entire podcast production of the last 92 episodes we've done of Client by Client, is that you give in public and you sell in private. Giving might be saying, hey, do you want this thing? And then you give it to them in private, and then you follow up with them and ask if they're looking for some help. And so the way you would actually sell, furthermore, is by inviting them to hop on a call with you. That is the easiest, most tried and proven, trusted method for landing high-paying online coaching clients. And that is because when you get on the phone with them, you can actually understand their real pains and problems, and so that they can get context for what that is costing them in comparison to getting help from you. And that's when they realize, oh, it's 10K or oh, it's 20K, but my problems are costing me way more than that. So this is actually a bargain of a lifetime when this is communicated properly, when you've leveraged episode 69, where we talk about the flow of a successful sales call that lands high-paying clients. And so all you need instead of landing pages is a DM script, which you can get over in the Leverage Coach group completely for free, along with the objection busters completely for free, and a Calendly link for booking calls. On top of that, you need a way to do the calls. You can do them by phone in your same country, which is what I would recommend. FaceTime, a little bit more advanced, or you can use Zoom. And if you keep this under, I'm not sure what the exact free appointment is, but if it's under 25 minutes, don't quote me on that, then you might be able to just sell your program in that 25-minute call, or you can do the mid-level version of Zoom, which is under $20 a month, and now you can host hour or longer Zoom calls and record them for your own internal purposes. So at most, you need Calendly, which is free for your one appointment, and that's all you need. Second is just Zoom for doing the calls or call on your phone. And then also, furthermore, is that you could also put, this is what I do, a little bit more advanced. So if you are mastering your sales funnel through the appointment funnel, through your application funnel right now, stick with that. I sell in the DM and I don't do sales calls at this point. There are times where they are called for in my business, but 99% of the time, I sell in the DM. And so I have all the details for my program in a PDF that's well formatted, that's been tested and iterated and experimented on, and I'm constantly tweaking, that has all of the details, that sells the reasons why you need to install the Get Clients and the Leverage Coach model into your online business, and you can actually see it. It includes testimonials. It also includes the price and the payment structure and any bonuses that we might have going on at any given time. And so I just do a PDF with my program details, and I give in public, and I follow up, and I sell in private through the DM. And so you can do that, or you can double down if you're already doing that, or you can just have people apply with you. When you ask, are you looking for some help? And they say yes, you ask them a couple more questions about what they need most, about maybe do they have a coach right now? Do they have the help they need? have they been considering getting some help? And then you can say, are you open to a brainstorm? When they say yes, say, may I send you my link, my calendar link, so that we can book time? And then you send them your calendar link. They go and answer a couple questions that you have strategically set up in your calendar link. In past episodes, I've given you all of those. And now you're getting on the phone with someone who's qualified, who has verified the problem that you can help them with in conversation, in the application, and then you ask them again on the phone. Convos are also the name of the game when it comes to your workshops, if you're doing them. And I'm not saying to do them if you have not already. Focus on your main strategy, guys. Make your one thing the one thing, one platform, one niche, one offer, one problem that you're solving, so on and so forth. 1 year focusing in on that, 1 hour a day, starting and advancing your conversations. Is that you can also just use conversations and your Zoom registration and your pro Zoom link, not the webinars, for getting people to register. You got to understand, more importantly than landing pages, is what to say and when to say it in the DM, because that is the new name of the game. And look at it when it comes to all these new AI chatbots. We are just getting used to chat and not even with real humans. So when you get even moderately good at this and you know what questions to ask and how to go back and forth and how to build that rapport, they're going to feel a breath of fresh air. They're going to feel like they found the right help that they've been praying for, and you're just 1 step away, 2 steps away from getting your next coaching client. The next case against landing pages, you're probably thinking about lead magnets. And what I can tell you is that specifically when you're below 30K, and I would dare say all the way up to 100K, when you give in public, like you say, would you like this thing, this worksheet, this checklist, this calculator, this spreadsheet, this tool, this video, this training, when you put that out there and say, would you like a copy of this? And you ask them to DM you a word back, because you follow what we've talked about over these last almost 100 episodes now, is that you get less friction in the lead generation process, and you also get better leads. And that is because you are optimizing for the conversation versus optimizing for the conversion, meaning the clicks and people landing on your page and how many bounce, and measuring all of these things that you have no control over. Whereas you can control how many offers you put on your story and in your content, how many times you're calling people to action to get your free resources. And now with every single one of those people, you can just send them the Google Drive link or the Dropbox link, or maybe the WordPress link if you're using that to host your media. And you can just send them that link, ask them a question or two beforehand, send them that, and then follow up with them the next day to see if they're looking for some help to solve that thing. Because chances are, under most circumstances, with even the best of lead magnets, most people collect them and they don't implement them. And what they're really dying for is the right person to offer them in the right way, from the right energy, the right kind of help, through the right kind of conversation. And when you get this right, you become that person that broke through, overcame any objections they might have had or past dogma that they're thinking about and carrying from the past, and get them to consider what it would look like to have a life that includes your help. And if that means them getting faster results, now they're having the kind of conversation in their head that is going to get you far closer to clients than landing pages ever will. If I didn't make the case clear, you don't need landing pages unless you're above 30K a month. You might not even need them if you're above 100K a month outside of 1 or 2 promotions a year. Keep it simple. That is your fastest path to getting leads every single day and clients every single week. Speaking of AI and these chatbots and these things, on tomorrow's episode, I want to talk about, should you be using AI in your online business? Be sure to come back tomorrow if you're curious about that. If you've been thinking about that, maybe you've been doing it and it might not be working, or maybe it is. Come back tomorrow to hear my take on, should you be using AI in your online business? Whenever you are ready, here are 3 ways I can help you grow your coaching business. First, download your free copy of GetBookedCRM. Coaches, are you still managing your leads and pipeline from Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, in your email inbox, where you're losing leads in the cracks and you're leaving clients and money on the table every single month? That's why I created GetBookedCRM. What started out as a free way for me to manage my pipeline and turn prospects into clients has quickly become the favorite tool of my private clients and of the many members in the Leverage Coach community. Get leads and turn them into clients in half the time, unlike any other CRM or pipeline management tool out there. And right now, it's 100% free. All you have to do is find me on Instagram and send me the letters CRM. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got hundreds of coaches from all over the world and dozens of varying coaching niches, all just a step ahead of where you're at right now, at the exact same stage you're at, working through the same puzzles that you're working through now, or maybe a or maybe a baby step or two behind where you're at right now, and all ships rise in a high tide. Get access to them, access to me, and access to resources exclusively for Leverage Coach community members. All you have to do is find me on Instagram for your invite and send me the word group. Lastly, become my next success story. I'm getting a couple coaches together this month to implement my methods, my frameworks, and my mindsets for injecting a minimum of 15K worth of new clients into your online business or doubling your online client roster base over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But working with the right people is super important to me. So this is only for you. If you are a relationship-focused coach who always puts the person ahead of the money, you have been coaching for at least 6 months to a year, you'd like to get 3 to 5 clients organically from social media every month without wasting money and time on paid ads, you have at least 300 friends on a social platform, email list, or Facebook group, you are willing to take bold action because you know that your success depends upon it, and last but most importantly, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want you to grab your phone right now, tap that Instagram app icon, find me at WhatUpJeremy, follow and binge on some content while you're there, tap the highlights, and then when you're ready, send me the words case study. When you do that, I'll ask you a couple questions about your online business and your vision for the next 12 months. And then I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the Get Clients program, how we're already helping students from all over the world in many different coaching niches. And chances are the one that you're into. And success leaves clues. I'll also share with you what will likely make the biggest impact in your online coaching business the soonest. That way you know what to expect. For all the details, all you have to do is find me on Instagram and send me the words case study. That's it for this episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cheers. All right, team. Tomorrow we're talking AI. I want to hear your thoughts too, so be sure to circle back and be ready for that one. If you made it all the way through to the end, drop me a big W for Wednesday, even if you're watching this sometime in the future and it's not anymore. Appreciate you. Much love. See you guys back tomorrow. Peace out.